What's going on, YouTube? Evil here. Today I thought it would be fun to make a video on the DC compact editions. Couple weeks ago I went to see the new Superman movie, and then it kind of got me in the mood to read some DC comics. So I went to my local bookstore and saw they had some of these compact editions of various stories. So I decided to pick some up over the weeks, and I thought it'd be fun for this video to go read these compact editions throughout the next 7 days and see how truly durable and travel friendly they are, and if the content is any good. So I just picked up some random ones. DC's been releasing these since June of 2004, so it's been a year since DC's been putting these comics out. I think they drop at least like 2 or 3 a month, something like that. The most recent one that's come out is this one right here, Wonder Woman Blood and Guts is the most recent release. And the next one I think is gonna come out in a couple weeks in September. But so that's the plan. I think it'll be fun to travel around and give my thoughts on these. This is gonna be my first time doing anything like a vlog type video, so yeah, let's see how this turns out. Alright, I'm not quite sure which one I'm gonna start out with, but yeah, we'll see you guys momentarily. What's up, guys? It's been a couple hours past already. I had some errands to run. I read a little bit more of the New Frontier. I'm enjoying it so far. So far, the story is just going throughout the 50s, introducing the Justice League members. Right now, I'm over here at this local shopping center. I'm out to go get like a little drink from I think there's like a Jamba Juice over here, a little juice station. And then there's a park over there hidden down that way. So I'm probably gonna grab a drink, head to the park. It's been a rainy day, but so far the rain substituted or stopped temporarily. So I'll head on to the park after this, post up somewhere, hopefully under some sort of shelter, so if it starts to rain, my comic won't be damaged or anything like that. nice little combo spot, Cinnabons and Jamba. Alright, I'll be back once I get my drink, and then we'll head to the park. Guys, day 2 already. I lost a lot of the footage I recorded yesterday. Didn't come up that well at the park. There was a lot of background noise, so I deleted most of the footage. Today I got some stuff to take care of too. I gotta take my car to get a filter change in a little bit, so I'll probably, while that's getting taken care of, I'll probably find a spot to post up and read more of these compact editions. I read through almost half of the New Frontier. Hopefully today I will be able to finish this one, and then I'll be able to read one of the other ones. I picked up I picked up a couple of them, about like 6 or 7 of them, so the adventure continues. I'll check back in after I drop off my car. So until then, I'll see you in a bit. Alright guys, I found a nice secluded spot at the park right here. There's some a dog park areas like down there. Some people like mess around with their dogs. This is like the park area. Found a nice little table, so I'm probably gonna just post up here for a while and catch up on my reading for a bit until my car is ready. This little baseball field, basketball field. Let's walk around a little bit. This is a big park, at least so compared to the one next to my house. See, there's some other car dealers over here. Just like all the car dealers are all in one spot, it seems like, over here. Got Subaru, Toyota, and Honda right next door. See, there's a Honda dealer, so I'm literally next door. This park is literally next door to the Honda dealer. Here's a little dog park area. This is the dog park area with some tables over there. Quick overview of everything. Nice night, nice day. Alright, let's head back to tables. I'll meet you guys back at the tables. Alright guys, so it's officially day 4. I finished reading through The New Frontier and I started reading The Kingdom Come. New Frontier took me longer to read through than I thought it would. It was a pretty hefty story. So finished that yesterday and I started Kingdom Come. So now I'm probably gonna sit and finish through reading through this one. Alright, so let's get started. What's up guys, Evil here, day 5. I decided to come to the local mall and do a little reading today. I finished Kingdom Come yesterday. I enjoyed that book. Today I brought, you can see it like that, I brought Joker with me today. It's definitely the smallest out of all the compact editions that has released so far, so hopefully I can just finish reading through that today here, and the last 2 days I'll just, I don't know, pick one of the other random books and dedicate the weekend. So here's the local mall. A bunch of benches. You could sit, read, eat. Food court. Little candy shop. They sell like all sorts of imported snacks in there, so it's a little pricey. Over here is a little cool little cafe spot. Looks like they're open. They have some interesting fraps they sell over here. I'm probably gonna go inside and grab one, and then I'll go over there by the tables and find a seat and start reading this book over here. Alright, check in a little bit. Alright guys, I got myself a little drink from the Mustache Cafe, and looks like a dead day at the mall today. Looks like DQ got shut down, closed down. So I'm probably gonna post up over here for a little bit and read. Alright, I'll check in with you guys later. What's going on guys? So I ended up messing up capturing footage for day 6 and 7, so now we're in the overall thoughts of the experience portion of the video. So I guess I'll start with The New Frontier. It was a pretty fun story. It's basically about the formation of the Justice League, the origin of the Justice League, only taking place in the 50s. Next, I really enjoyed The New Frontier. Next, I got Kingdom Come. That one takes place in like an alternate future, possible future, where most of the old school heroes like Batman, Superman, the Flash, and so on have like gotten old or retired, and they're coming basically out of retirement because the next generation of heroes basically suck. So they come out of retirement, try to push the next generation how to be better heroes, basically. Next, I read through Brian Azzarello's Joker. I don't know why, but a lot of people seem to hate this book. It's out of all the books I read, was definitely the shortest one. Like as you can see how thin it is compared to the other ones. But personally, I think the weakest book in the lot was this Wonder Woman Blood and Guts, which is the first arc, I guess you could say, of Wonder Woman that taking place in the New 52, which took place after the Flashpoint event. I personally never read New 52 Wonder Woman before. I previously only had some experience with the New 52 Batman, like the Court of Owls. But I think this was just alright. I enjoyed the New Frontier and Kingdom Come the best out of all these volumes I read this week. I know there's like already future like stories planned to come out, like Dark Knight's Return and The Long Halloween and stuff like that. But as for the form factor, the reading factor of these stories, I personally had no problem with most of these. The art still looks nice. The word bubbles are still readable. Unless they come out with a book in the future where it has like already like tiny bubbles. Already have like tiny bubbles. Like I could think of like off the head, like GTO for example, where some of the bubbles are like so tiny that you could barely read anything in that bubble. You probably need a magnifying glass or anything like that. But so far, at least with the stories I read, I didn't run into a situation like that. The form factor, the sizes as they are, I had no problem of like taking this to random places, to read, like you saw, going to the park or the mall. Compare the size to your average manga. Here's a volume of Dragon Ball Super. Alright. So, this one is almost as thick, but it's slightly little taller than your average manga. And then here's it compared to a floppy. Got a floppy. These are the single issues. In comparison. But regardless of the stories, that is subjective after all, like what you're gonna like or dislike and stuff. I think as a value product, for the fact that these books are like $9.99 and they contain a full story, and the fact that that manga itself, like this is a modern volume of Dragon Ball, and this goes for like $11.99, $12. $12 for your average manga now, while DC's putting these compact edition for 10, and it's like a full story or full arc. I think these are awesome. As far as entry points, maybe you got into like a DC mood after watching one of their latest movies or shows or cartoons or whatever. I think these are great entry points, or not entry points, but a good example of stories that you could like pick up and read and see if you like these characters or the stories. They also make great presents, I think. You get great gifts to your friends or loved ones or whoever, kids. And they're not too expensive. Like I said, they're only $10, so you don't have to worry about the book got worn out, or it got water damage, or it got some bent corners or whatever. Like the paper quality themselves, it almost feels almost like, I don't know how to describe it, like old school newspaper feeling. It doesn't have like a lot of the glossy paper that a lot of trade paperbacks use. But for what it is, I think it's awesome. The artwork still looks nice. These are all fully colored, unlike manga. I think they're great in my opinion. But that's my overall thoughts on these things, to be honest, without spoiling any of these stories I read. I think these are awesome. I can't wait until they release more compact editions. I'm definitely falling in love with these volumes. Yeah, I guess those are my final thoughts. This was kind of like an experimental video. I never made a vlog type video before, so let me know in the comments if you like this type of video. Let me know in the comments, have you picked up any of the compact editions, or if you have, which ones you end up reading, liking, and which ones would you like from, like what stories would you like DC to put out in this form factor? Alright guys, again, thanks for checking out the video. Until next time, subscribe, and I'm out. Peace.